Hi guys, welcome back. Got a little bit of free-for-all madness for you guys today. So I'm going to be playing the Lizardmen with my kind of classic Lizardman build that you've seen on the channel previously. I'll do a very quick run through. I'm not going to run through all the armies. It is just a free-for-all. It's not overly competitive. It's just all about the fun, really. So for my army, it's the standard pick. I've got a couple of units of skinks, just the small skirmishers, just 2 cohorts, and then 2 with the javelins. There's these little guys here, just for a little bit of extra, bodies in my army, and a little bit of harass and poke. The main big meat of my army is the 3 units of Temple Guard, 2 standard ones, and then the Star Chamber Guardians, the Regiment Renowned. Not only do they look really awesome, but they also have the ability Guardian, which gives a 18% physical resist to all heroes and lords that are near them. My leader, of course, is going to be Tehenowin up on his mighty dinosaur here. He's going to be rocking the engine of the gods, so he's going to be dropping spells, giving anyone near him poison, which is actually really super useful, and just being a bit of a menace in the night for my opponents. Over here I do have 2 other dinosaurs. I've got the ancient salamander who's going to be there, spitting fire from long range. He's so powerful against killing kind of lightly armoured infantry, even heavily armoured infantry is very good, just a good infantry killer. And he's also very good at taking down, enemy skirmish cav and so forth, which can normally be a bit of a pain to my dinosaurs. I've got a bestowed one over here with a revivification crystal, just for a bit of healing to give me that extra sustainability in combat. And somewhere I do also have a feral carnosaur, unless he's run ahead of the army. Where is that fella? There he is, being a good bodyguard, as he's meant to be, with Tehenowin over here. He's to take down any large targets or help take down any lords that try and snipe out my lord's Tehenowin. Now over on the side we do have orcs, and I like to think that my general and the orc general looked across the battlefield, nodded to each other, and we both decided to portray the 2 players in the middle that you'll see in a second. He's on for quite an elite build. There's a lot of Black Orcs here, including the Crimson Killers. The Regiment Around version, probably the best great weapon unit in the game, with their 2 giant axes, very expensive, but they do a ton of damage. He does have a few goblins and savage orcs, including the big Regiment Renowned spider here, the Ragnarok Queen. So anyone who's scared of spiders, this guy is probably not your friend. For his leader, he does have Wurzag, the mad, kind of muttering to himself orc. I believe he thinks the gods speak to him for his mind. You're never sure if he's crazy or if they actually do. And he's be riding his little big piggy here. So this is a fairly elite build. I quite like it, and we'll see how it gets on. Now, we're kind of being a little bit sneaky here, especially for the Lizardmen, who tend to, I feel, fight with a lot of honour. But here we're coming up around behind the enemy, as the orcs do the same on the other side. We're coming up behind our opponents here. Now I'm sneaking up behind the vampire counts here, who've also gone for quite an elite build, which seems to be quite a popular idea in free-for-all, is to go kind of small and elite. It's got a front line of Graveguard, including the Regiment Renowned version, and a couple of skeletons. These big, nasty crypt horrors in the back for a bit of extra damage. A corpse cart, a Vargulf, and his leader today is Big Vlad von Karstein. This guy is so tanky, it is ridiculous. He's also a wizard, but he's a very good melee fighter. He just doesn't die. You have to put so much damage into him to get him to kill. The best way I find of dealing with him is literally to kill the rest of the army and hope he crumbles. My opponent also has a couple of Blood Knights out on the flank, which can be trying to swoop around and get on top of some of that high elf artillery. And my other opponent today is the High Elves, who have a big Phoenix here, so the Flames Fire Phoenix, very cool unit, drops a little fire poos as well on the opponent as it flies around. Now, unlike all the other armies, he's actually gone fairly wide. He does have a few white lines, but for the most part it's going to be Spearmen and Archers, a few Lothran Seaguard in there as well, with a hybrid between Spearmen and Archers. He does have in the back an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Unfortunately, it's quite a bad map for artillery, I feel, especially one like a Bolt Thrower. There's not too many good angles, and there's a lot of trees around. My opponent's leader today is going to be Tyrion himself with his flaming sword. He is a super good duelist, very good at taking down enemy lords. I prefer him on his horse, but a little bit cheaper on foot, and he should get the job done. So that's it for all the armies. Let's get underway. So as you can see, the sneaky scheming of the orcs and lizardmen as he's swooping around this side to get the drop on the high elves. I'm swooping around this side to get a drop on the vampire counts. As you see, my army's fairly slow. Lizardmen aren't the quickest of fellows, these big Temple Guard lacking behind. The dinosaurs are going to trot ahead and try and get some early poke with my salamander. And on the left hand side, I'm still confused why the high elf player did this. He tries to take a fight against 2 units of Blood Knights who are anti-large with his Flames Fire Phoenix, which is a very tanky unit, but it is getting absolutely destroyed. That's what these guys are meant for, the Blood Knights. They're big shot cav, they also have anti-large, and they're going to be tearing this Phoenix apart. Maybe he thought the missile play might be able to help him out a little bit, but it's going to be a little bit too little. And the battle does start to get underway, a little bit of early poke just going into these units. The angle's quite tough for them though, and these guys are all shielded, so they shouldn't take too much damage. As we can see, the first shot flying in from my Ancient Salamander there. He was actually going for the Sternsman, accidentally hit this corpse car. So already I'm getting a little tiny bit of poke as my Salamander has snuck up behind. There's not too many fast units for the vampire counts. They do have the Blood Knights, but they're over on the left-hand flank, so I thought I'd get a little bit of early poke, while the rest of my army slowly catches up. Now at this point, you always get a little bit jittery if you're trying something like this, because as you can see, my opponents are miles ahead of me already on the scoreboard, but at the same time I haven't lost anything, so it's not going too bad yet. Now free-for-all is scored by points, so it's most damage done, but if you're last man standing, you do get a little bonus. I think it's somewhere between like 2,500 to 3,000 points. It might depend on how many people you have left, I'm not 100% sure. As you can see, the front line has got underway. The brave High Elves are trying to hold the front line, while their archers shoot over the top and try and do some really good damage. I feel this is going to favour the vampire count, however. These spearmen aren't going to be able to hold too long against such, elite troops like Grave Guards and whatnot. The Tyrion is going to be running in there as well, including this Lawmaster of Turf over here. As I mentioned earlier, he's a really cool unit. He's technically a wizard, but also a very badass fighter, as you can see there, with his big two-handed sword. Very cool. Blood Knights, I think, very briefly decided they might go for me, but then decided to come back around, try and hop on this artillery. And as you can see, the Orc betrayal is nearly complete. Their skirmishers have got in, doing some light damage to these archers, and their main force is sneaking up. My Salamander's repositioning here, trying to get a bit of a better angle, to be coving some shots into this big, massive Grave Guard, doing some huge damage. You see, I'm already starting to catch up on the Orc player, which is nice. Big third Orc going down there in the distance, which is just a really cool looking spell. So another big boom coming in here. I'd like to say I was trying to help out the High Elves, fight for the forces of good against these evil, vampires and evil orcs, but really I'm just trying to be a bit sneaky and get some extra points. Now I am dropping my big beam of death. I'm doing it down this massive blob of enemies. You see my points just rack huge numbers all of a sudden. The best thing about this type of ability, or any area of effect ability, coming to a free-for-all, I can hurt 2 opponents in one go. That's just all bonus points for me. Now the Skinks are getting a little bored of waiting for these slow Temp Guards to catch up. They've moved forward a little bit. Going to be throwing in some javelins with a nice bit of damage, and soon they're going to be charging in. And see, the dinosaurs over here getting a little restless, so we're trying to break this pocket over here. The Orcs have popped with war, and they're going to be getting in and really kind of crushing these Blood Knights who had flanked round, done a lot of good work. And as they've pushed through though, the Orcs are going to ambush them, and we have these forces sandwiched. The High Elves are trying to fall back, as Tyrion is broken there, but I'm sure he'll come back. He's a very good stout person. Some very brave Skinks over here, charge into Vlad. Don't think that's going to go too well for these Skinks. They might regret that decision shortly, but at least they've shown a little bit of that Lizardman bravery. And collapsing on this side, the Skinks and some of the big dinosaurs just breaking in, whilst we've got some fire still being rained in by the Ancient Salamander. This flank's going very well for me, I'm getting a lot of points. The big Vargulf is popping up. However, the Carnosaur, he likes to pick a fight between this and nasty opponents. The front line is going fairly well. However, I am now starting to plug into Orcs. We crush these armies between us. We are going to have to face off against each other as well. Still, this Salamander is getting so many points for me. He's up to 71 kills. A lot of these guys are against Grave Guard, which, is really good value. So we stand on the side. Now, the High Elves have rallied. They've got a little pocket of strength over here. They're going to be shooting arrows in. I like this play by him. However, he is falling down the pecking order slightly. This is obviously just because most of his army has been crumpled. But he has a couple of pockets of strength on either side. He's going to be poking in, trying to get that free damage while we all do the fighting in the middle. I have moved to Henowin into the middle, stacking on top of these Temple Guards to try and take down some of these big nasty targets. I was trying to snipe out Vlad with my dinosaurs, however he is just so tanky. He's healing himself as well, and he just really does not want to go down. You can see some little goblin fanatics here swinging on by. These guys are so cool. Unfortunately, they don't do too much damage, but they do get in at the end, and force a couple of Temple Guard down to them. But they're back up. Skinks are rallying to them. Now the Vargulf is getting beaten down by this feral Carnosaur here. Doing a bit of heal into the revivification crystal just to make him a little bit more tanky. Now there's some Temple Guard in this fight as well helping out. I should be able to clean up this left flank. Now I'm actually really being helped here by the Hells. Hopefully they're, you know, paying me back for that earlier assistance I gave them. And they're shooting in on these orcs with a nice bit of damage as my Temple Guard out. Although it looks like they're also struggling a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit of retribution here for them. Some of the Ferromanticore just to try and tie up some of these archers and at least buy me some time as these Skinks come running in until I manage to win this front fight. Vargolf is trying to retreat over here, but he's being pinged and chased down. I'm not going to let him escape. Another big burning alignment here coming in from Henowin himself, getting some serious damage on these hardcore Black Orc units, the Crimson Killers, getting some seriously good value. And as you can see, every time that drops, my points just shoot up super quick. It looks like for the Vampire count, they have a few units of Blind Lights down here, but they are starting to deteriorate. They just have Big Vlad left, but he's going nowhere. He's standing his ground, as he does, amongst all these Crimson Killers, just slowly taking them all out. Another war has been popped, which is a little bit dangerous for me. However, a lot of the Orc force is still in the back as well, so I'm still going to commit to the fight and try and snipe out Wurzak. It's always a good idea to take down, you know, Orc leadership, because they really struggle once they lose their lord. Got quite dodgy morale. I'm trying to push some of my big dinosaurs through on top of him. My Bestowed is taking a lot of damage, so I'm trying to get him to pull out and escape a little bit. It looks like he might break. He has Master of Lizard alignment. I'm going to claim that's what it says. It's a big debuff there, making him a little bit weaker. Salamander has charged into combat, but he's now run out of his flaming attacks. Now I've managed to distract the High Elves over here, however they are beating me out, especially with Tyrion hoping to beat me off, with his big flaming sword there, just cutting down these little Skinks. He's been very brave in this free-for-all, though I think, you know, charging into Tyrion, charging into Vlad, and doing a little bit of damage, and just generally doing some, you know, badass little lizards. My opponent is trying to snipe down my Bestowed on here, kind of focus him down. However, he is backed up by the Henowin, who's breathing in poison, and I believe the Artificer is some resistance hit from nearby. He's doing his bits while the Feral Carnosaur is getting here and crumping some of these units. My opponent did bring in the big Arachnorok Queen, who's very good against large foes, but initially charging, then decides to pull the Henowin away just to protect him, and instead buff up my Carnosaur and let him do, you know, big damage. These Temple Guard coming in with their anti-large halberds, trying to surround this giant spider. The Hive player hasn't given up here, very brave of him. He's holding the left-hand flank, he's managed to kind of regroup down here. And over on the right-hand side, he's still regrouped, he's firing in. Now I did manage to break Wurzak off. It's really important to chase units off, especially, you know, expensive ones like Wurzak, who can come back and really affect the battle with his spells. So I did take the Ancient Salamander, who is really fast and had run out of, you know, his missile attacks. So he wasn't overly useful in the battle, and instead I decided to use them, you know, to chase down Wurzak here, and then try and deal with some of these light skirmishes. Now at this point of the battle, yes, the High Elf player has, you know, a few pockets of strength, but at the same time he's so far down on points now, he doesn't have too much forces left, a lot of the archers who are running out of ammo. So my main foe at the moment really is the Orc player. I mean, Meme's gone wrong with his vampire count here. They are holding on just about, you've got some zombies here, and somewhere around here is Vlad, there he is, surviving, but again, he's not going to be able to get him enough points to catch up. The main foe at the moment is the Orcs. Yes, I'm winning this main fight, and he's got a lot of units running away. The Orcs are notorious for coming back into the fight, and I'm sure that they'll be coming in, maybe dropping down to these High Elves and trying to get some value. I'm trying to chase the Arachnorok Queen off the field with the Feral Carnosaur. However, it is very quick for a giant spider, and I think it does escape and possibly come back. We'll have to wait and see. And the Carnosaur here, the big T-Rex, trying to chase him down very hungrily. So at this point, I am trying to push up to these High Elves. I'm very tired of, you know, them raining arrows down on me, trying to force Tyrion into a fight, but he does scuttle away there. And I think, right, this is it. I'm taking down Vlad now. I'm going to hit him from all sides, really try and break his morale and force him to fall apart. As you see, his health is dropping now. He is surrounded by these elite Temple Guard, big dinosaurs coming in, doing some real damage, just trying to finish him off. But he's been in the middle of the action, you know, 90% of this game, and he is such a tank. It's really hard to take him down. I'm not sure if he has any super weaknesses. If you guys have found a good way of taking him down, just let me know in the comments below, and it'd be really helpful, because I do struggle when I come up against him. But as you can see, he's been surrounded, he's starting to deteriorate and crumble, and there we go, Henowin, his mighty speed, snapping his jaws and taking him down with the last blow there. And we descended on some of these High Elf units. We see in the background all the Orcs are starting to rally and come back to the field. Over in the back here, my Ancient Salamander did manage to frighten off one unit of spiders, and he's hopped into these guys, although he looks like he was stuck on a tree there briefly. He is hopping in, but the Death Creepers aren't no pushovers either, with their regeneration and poison attacks. So we'll see how that gets on. So this very brave high elf rallies, they try and force them way up the hill, has been broken. I'm going to be chasing down these units, trying to get those extra points. The big Arachnarok Queen has returned, so I thought, well, there's no point in me fighting that big, dangerous monster. Might as well let that monster and Tyrion fight each other, my two enemies destroy each other and weaken each other. So I'm really not too worried at this point of them catching up in points, while I chase down all these kind of nice, squishier targets over here. So as the High Elves do retreat, they run into these rallying orcs. I'm just going to charge my units in, and without their leader, these guys are really going to break. They're just, little goblins with their tiny little spears. Very brave of them to return to the field without their leader, and these giant dinosaurs throwing them around the field. They're going to be off the hills, and see they completely shatter as well, so they won't be coming back. And I'll just fast forward here a little bit, guys, because it is basically me chasing down some, routing troops over here, whilst Tyrion fights bravely against this giant spider, but is getting flung around quite badly. Now I clear up most of the units over here. A few do rally, but then I re-chase them off. And the Death Creepers are trying to escape, but they're not going to be too much of a problem in the future. I do bring my forces back. As I say, this is the last real fight going on over here. I want to come and get some of those nice juicy points. We fast forward all the way through there. We do just finish some units on the way. Swordmaster does come back, also Lawmaster of Hoeth does come back. So I go down just to finish him off, as the spiders do attempt one last ditch attempt to take down this big salamander. Now I've noticed in so many of my games, people really do try and focus down this big guy. And once he's out of ammo, he's not too much of a threat, so I don't mind using him as a bit of, bait, to force my opponents in on top of these Temple Guards who I can't catch up here, or just to chase down routing troops. And we'll pick up some really good value, forcing your opponents to, fight with what they've got instead of bringing back with additional free troops. Feral Carnosaur has been pimped up by the Henowin, and he's going to be going after the big Arachnarok Queen. And normally in a one-on-one fight, I'm 99% sure the Arachnarok Queen manages to win with the extra buffs and the incoming other units, including the anti-large Temple Guard, we're going to be able to take down this spider quite comfortably. And with that, there's nothing really left to oppose me. I do believe Tyrion rallied, and some of the High Elves are trying to make a last stand here. But as you can see, I'm just going to pick him off with this little very, very large force. When these big monsters come in, Tyrion does run like the pointy-eared LP is. He panics and flees. So let's go to the end scores there, guys. That was a really fun game. I'm really enjoying free-for-all at the moment. I find it a lot less high pressure. I really enjoy playing the ladder games, but at the same time, I'm a lot more focused and really trying to win. Whereas free-for-all, which is a lot of fun, and you never really know what you're going to come up against. A lot of people take kind of mean builds, just dinosaurs, for example. We saw my previous free-for-all, and they're just a bit of a laugh. And you can do all kinds of treachery. You can be betrayed yourself, and it's just really good fun. So overall, my army performed really well, kind of as expected as it has done in previous games, with the Salamander getting a lot of kills, especially against those, what are these guys called again? Graveguard, there we go. And Henowin coming in, that big beam of death is just so good. When you've got two opponents fighting each other in two giant lines, you just beam straight down the middle and get great value. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. This is probably going to be my last video until midway through next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday, as I do have work commitments. However, I will be back then, so hopefully this, guys, tides you over till then, and I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I'm always happy to talk to people. If anyone wants any games, let me know. Yeah, all that kind of, fun, good stuff. So peace, guys. See you next time.